Okay guys, so welcome back. In this episode of The Real Show, I'm going to be giving you a look at, I think, one of the most highly anticipated box sets there's been in a little while. America has had this on Blu-ray for a little while now, and I didn't actually even realise they had it until this was announced and I was looking about for some extra features on it, and it was all mentioned on there. And although it was tempting to import it, I'm glad I haven't, because this is just such a nice looking set. What am I talking about? Apocalypse Now on Blu-ray. That's right, it's finally here on Blu-ray. This is one hell of a set for the price. This cost me £18, and I can already tell it is so worth it. This contains the original theatrical cut, the Apocalypse Now redo version, plus never before released in the UK, we've got Hearts of Darkness, the making of documentary, which in its own is just, it's worth it for this price. So I'm going to break into this thing now, and we'll have a look at what it contains. Now this is an incredible looking set. The front of it already says that it contains over 9 hours of bonus features, so it'll be more than I've already seen, because the versions that I've got are all plain bare bones features. So, got the plastic off. First of all, you can tell it's in a really kind of nice sturdy box. And if we slip everything out, you can tell, really nice sturdy box, really well made and designed. And I have to admit, I prefer the design over the American one. The American's kind of just like a white cover, but I think this iconic image just sums up Apocalypse Now. So first of all, let's have a look at the actual set. So first of all, you've got some really nice pictures of you've got Martin Sheen there, Marlon Brando there, and what's this slipping out? I believe that's Dennis Hopper. So the first thing I can see straight away is that they've put both cuts of the movie on the same disc. So that's nice. That means there's 2 discs of pure features. And that looks to be Lawrence Fishburne on the front. Aha! I didn't think they'd listed everything on the... No, I didn't think they'd listed everything on the case. So I'll give you a look at that in a second. So the next one we've got is, now that's Dennis Hopper. Dennis Hopper on there. That is the pure special features disc. Nothing but features on that. And then finally, on disc 3, you've got the Hearts of Darkness documentary with additional bonus features. And if I just take these out for a second, you've got a fantastic panoramic view of, I believe that's Kurt's camp there that you see in the finale of the film. Now I love it when companies actually take the time to actually put together a true package of these things. I was kind of tempted by the Scarface, the special edition they're putting out, the kind of cigar box version, but looking at it, it looks like it's just a cheap cop out, so I'm probably just going to go for the steelbook on that one. But what we've got next, talking about the film that I've actually got at the moment, you've got a list of the special features, which I will go through in a second, plus a look at the exclusive features and collector's items in this set. So, if we go over to the features, because I want to actually have a look at these bits first before I read about them. So disc 1, you've got Apocalypse Now, the 1979 cut, Apocalypse Now Redo, and the audio commentary by director Francis Ford Coppola. Disc 2, now this is going to take a while because there is a lot of features on this. A conversation with Martin Sheen and Francis Ford Coppola, a fun chat with the star and Coppola, an interview with John Milnes by Francis Ford Coppola, another really interesting gabfest with Coppola and the talented screenwriter, Fred Roos casting Apocalypse, film's casting director talking about the hundreds of actors tested for various roles, Apocalypse Then and Now, some brief snippets of the Roger Ebert even interview from Cannes with insights into both versions of the film. That sounds interesting. 2001 Cannes Film Festival. Complete Francis Ford Coppola interview with Roger Ebert at the 2001 Cannes Film Festival. Roger Ebert is one of the most respected film critics out there at the moment, and personally I have huge admiration for the guy because he is one of the rare critics where he can look through a film, and even if it's an action fest, if it's good, he can still see the points. There are certain films that I don't agree with him on, but for the large majority of them, he is dead on them. So it's brilliant to have these moments on it. PBR Street Gang. Profiles of actors playing Willard's crew, including wow, I didn't realise he was that young, including a 14-year-old Lawrence Fishburne. He was 14 in this movie. That's incredible. He looks about 20, 22. Monkey Sampan deleted scene, an unusual lost scene featuring the Restless Native singing "Light My Fire" by The Doors. That's gonna be something else. Collection of additional scenes, a collection of 12 window and pillar boxed curios with timecode captions. Destruction of the Kurtz compound. The rejected final credits sequence with audio commentary by Coppola. Now, the thing about Apocalypse Now is it's never actually had a end credits moment to it. It just ends. So this will be the infamous end credit sequence that Coppola was unhappy about. The birth of 5.1 sound, a fascinating and way too brief look at how Apocalypse Now led to a revolution in film surround sound design. I can't talk today. Ghost helicopter flyover, an interesting look at the surround design for this one sequence. The music of Apocalypse Now, an overview of the different artists featured on the soundtrack. That's going to be interesting because this used a lot of contemporary artists for the soundtrack. For example, The Doors. Synthesizer soundtrack by Bob Moog. Article by music synthesizer inventor Bob Moog. Heard any good movies lately? The sound design of Apocalypse Now, an in-depth analysis of the work of sound designers. 1 million feet of film, the editing of Apocalypse Now. Scenes with editor Walter Murcher work with his Moviola. The final mix, the process of editing, that all took almost 1 year. The colour palette of Apocalypse Now. Technical aspects of the 3-strip dye transfer Technicolor process utilised on the film. The Hollow Man, Brando reciting Eliot's poem with scenes of the film and the filming itself. And Heart of Darkness, a reading of the story by Orson Welles. Heart of Darkness is what Apocalypse Now is based on, so to have that on there is a big coup for it, really. Then disc 3, you've got Hearts of Darkness, a filmmaker's Apocalypse, the ultimate feature-length documentary on the making of Apocalypse Now, directed by Elena Coppola, Francis Ford's wife. John Milnes complete script with notes by Francis Ford Coppola. Storyboard gallery with more than 200 drawings. Photo archive including more than 100 photos from behind the scenes press kits and Mary Ellen Mark photography. And marketing archive including poster gallery, lobby cards and theatrical trailers. That's a load of sets. So, I'm not going to look at this just yet because this is what is in the rest of the set. So, what should I go for first? Let's have a look at the postcards. You get a series of postcards that you're clearly not meant to be able to view. So these are just going to have to... I was hoping I was going to be able to get these out like the Black Swan one, but they're stuck to them too well, so they're just going to have to sit loose. And these are some absolutely stunning photos. So, you've got Brando and a child, Martin Sheen, I'm convinced that's Dennis Hopper, but I really don't know. Who else is in the... This is awful. Who else is in the film? And I'm such... Or it could be Robert Duvall. In fact, I'm sure that's Duvall. Francis Ford Coppola there, in the middle of one of his scenes. And then some dude, not quite sure who he is, but now these are really high quality ones as well. This isn't just kind of on paper, this is on proper cardboard. So that's really nice bit there. And as far as I'm aware, I don't think it's just kind of a random selection. I think that is the ones you get in every set. So next up, a booklet, and this is this is the original program that was a replica of the original program that was handed out to people in the very first showing of this film, and it's got an introduction by Francis Ford Coppola, a log on the shooting schedule, list of credits, even bigger list of credits, some items on all of the actors. This is, so you've got Brando, Duvall, Sheen, and even more profiles, and then a final list of credits. That's a really nice little collector's item, that. And I'm going to have to speed up because I'm running out of time now. Then finally, you've got Full Disclosure Collector's Edition booklet. Now this is in the heart of the movie. Yet another introduction by Francis Ford Coppola. And you've got a bit on the novel that inspired it, including elements of Francis Ford Coppola's notes, script with his notes on, even more notes and script pages. Oh, that's some nice stuff. Some storyboards, more artwork, notes by Francis Ford Coppola, original location sketches, a few photos, memos to cast and crew, brief, and that's it. So I've got to say, for the money I paid for this, this is more than worth it. This is one hell of a set, and I'm really running low on time now, so I'm going to end it there. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.